And that's the thing with positivity, because the energy that's bringing in positivity, it has to be a wave of positivity that's going to want to remain positive when the negatives hit the tides. Because as the tides are going to formulate to go into the surface, it wants to remain positive so that when it does hit the surface of information, it's going to want to put everlasting peace onto the surface so that it can remain stagnant, so that it can withhold the balance that's going to keep itself remaining positive. Because that's the thing as well. When things are just positive, that causes an imbalance within the universe. So universally within the laws, or these laws of our divine spectrum for a simulation, negativity is going to have to squeeze itself into positivity's ego in order for positivity to balance itself out. Because positive wants to remain in that state for a long period of time, but negativity knows that it's not going to flow the way it wants to, remaining positive all the time. And that's not going to be realistic to positivity, because it wants to be in a good way of being every single day. But negativity is not going to be okay with that way of doing things consistently, because it gets bored of that, and it wants to change the programming of it. It wants to change the persona of, because the identity of the feelings that it unconsciously is practicing of the spirit is going to want to be unconscious and put a negative portrayal on the way of being hatred towards itself, or having a negative mindset towards itself. Because why would positivity want to align itself with negativity when negativity never wanted to align itself with positivity? Now, positivity would not mind aligning itself with negativity, but negativity does not want to align itself with positivity. And that's the interpretation that negativity is not understanding right there. Because if negativity wanted to align with positivity, then negativity would see better instances on the work that it's not putting in, because it's just that negative towards itself. Celestial rising, divine to noon, and grand night to the beautiful deity watching this video. It's your divine reflection, divine messenger. I don't like that. Divine messenger, and we are back with another message and understand. Before we get into this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you choose to, for more divine messages. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being in tune with another great video. And great mindsets are here, and more positivity is going to be bestowed upon all of our families combined. And I'm so glad that you are here and you're new here watching this video, and you're here checking in. Just another message that's going to help you become greater than who you think you are as far as today. And the thing is too, I'm just appreciative of you even taking time out of your day to even watch this video. Let's get into it. So one of the ways to bring in positivity for 2025, you had to put your mind into the process of digesting uplifting content. Because when you're putting yourself into conversations that are positive, even podcasts or books or TV shows or movies or games, all that different stuff, if these things are causing you to be inspired by what you're consuming, then the consumption of your thoughts are going to inspire you to be more uplifting for the content that you create. That only determines if you are a content creator. Because the thing is too, if you are never really taking my time, it's like I'm making sure I'm doing correct breath work as these words are coming out of my vessel. But I'm really conscious of that, my fault. But when you are making uplifting content, or if you're watching it, you are paying attention to the things that make you feel good, for the value that you are wanting to put towards yourself. Because you're really watching it to feel better for yourself, honestly. I mean, why would you watch content for somebody else? Unless you are watching the content that's going to guide you into getting somebody else's attention or somebody else's approval. That's probably why somebody would watch some content that's not positive in a sense, but it's portraying to somebody else, and it makes them think that what they're doing is a positive thought that they had. But the thing is, though, when you are thinking about certain books or podcasts or movies that are going to help you feel better about what you're reading, about what you're seeing, then these are the things that are going to help you create different outlets or revenues that you're going to start placing your energy into, because you've seen how positive it made you feel, or you've seen how empowered you felt while watching the content or creating it. And then this is what will cause you to keep on doing that at the dopamine, because you'll keep on doing the thing that's giving you that surge of energy, because it feels better every single time that you're doing the act of the uplifting content that's keeping you positive with the ideas that you are bringing out into the universe that people willingly may listen to, determining on who the messenger is. Number two, when you're grounded in the present, for one, you're going to be focused on what is here and what is staying right now in stagnation through what you deem as important. Because if it's not important, you'll keep it detached from you, because you don't find any enjoyment focusing on the things that you don't really care about 5 or 7 or 8 months down the line. That's what I'm thinking, right? So because of that too, when you let go of things that you regret in the past, and then you let go of things that you are anxious about in the future, you are now going to start embracing different situations for the current moment, so that you can have a peace of mind for yourself. Because when you're sitting there understanding that, for one, the present moment is meant to be equated in so many different equations that can't be taught. You have to just witness the teaching that you are wanting to formulate communication in. Because people want to talk about their future, but they're so stuck in the past. How can you articulate, how can you manifest your future when you're still running from your past? It's like you're afraid of what you went through, you're afraid of what you witnessed, and then you expect the future to want to know who you are currently? No, you haven't built yourself up into being the character that you identify with and the year that you want to be in. And the thing is, though, what you're seeing yourself in is what you're already witnessing yourself as. Because as you are the identity, you are running from that identity currently yesterday. Because yesterday you ran from greatness. Today you probably are still running from it, because you're not still with the present right now, because you're too distracted by things that you know intuitively and spiritually. You know that these things do not matter, but you don't care, because you are embracing yourself with that energy, or that way of that comfortability of the anxiety that you do not want to communicate with. Because once you communicate with that, you begin to start changing the habits that you knew were going to cause you to be greater than what you hated to leave. You hated to leave that program. You hated to leave that house of whatever you were abiding by. So because you've seen a scenario where you had to leave that spell that you were in, that caused you to run away from that new house that you could have been living in the whole entire time. But once you're being still in the present, once you're working on you every single day, every minute, every second, right now, when you're doing that, you're just being still, that's when you'll find peace. That's when you can find clarity, because you're okay with the inevitable. You know that a positive outlook on life will begin through the negative phase that's going to jump you in life. Negativity is going to introduce itself every single day. Every time you open your eyes, something negative will happen. Can you stop it? No. But what you can stop is that negative thought that you are going to think about when you see a negative situation happen right in front of your face. When you're being in the moment and you're being still, you can analyze that situation and say to yourself, if I react this way, then I'm going to have a positive reaction or a positive thought to say about this scenario. But if I react this way, I'm going to have this scenario happen, this reaction happen, and then this will manifest me to feel a certain way about a program that's unconscious to its programming. The third one, make sure you institute and you establish a rising and a nightly routine that will help you remain positive for the day to come next. Because when you jumpstart and you wire a habit daily that causes you to want to be confident and positive within yourself, and this can be journaling, this can be podcasting, recording videos, creating games, this can be meditating, showing gratitude, that's when a strong set of a tone for a new beginning will unfold. And then positive thinking positive thinking will start stepping in when it comes down to how you take care of yourself as you rise or when you lay down to go to bed. Because a new way of thinking is going to already be there for you. It's going to sit there and talk with you, communicate with you, love on you. It's going to manifest a life for you because you're willing to get up and lay down with a better way of existing in your body. Because before you go to bed, you stretch. As you wake up, you stretch. Before you go to bed, you journal. As you go to bed, you journal. You pray, you meditate. You're giving and devoting time, energy, space. You're just giving yourself to the Almighty Creator, and you can't even see it. There's some people out there who don't believe in a higher power or a God, and I understand why, but I don't understand why. But the thing is, though, they don't know themselves yet, so I can't blame them for not knowing what God is when they don't know themselves. But the thing is, though, when you can sit there and think about what you are taking care of, that's when you know that the moment you wake up, the first thing on your mind is the Almighty creation. That gratitude right there is going to put the abundance of positive thoughts, and it's going to show everlasting freedom into your future because you're worried about something outside of yourself and you can't even see it. But the thing is, though, if you try to see that deity, you would go blind anyways. That's exactly why you think you see reality for what it is, but you can't even see what it is. Because what is it? When you've never seen life for what it was. When you're observing your reality physically, spiritually. The next one, talk to yourself with kindness. And the thing is, too, the program of kindness has to be kind as it thinks it's being loving to how kind it wants to be in the act of kindness. Because kindness is only kind when it has to be. Because the thing is, too, kindness has to be kind just for the simple fact that it doesn't want to bring in negative indications for it to follow. Because that's not kind enough for kindness. And the thing is, too, kindness is so kind that it's loving towards itself. But then when hatred comes into the picture, now kindness has no way of loving itself anymore. It has no way of bringing in that same exact feeling that it once had, because it was stripped. That feeling was stripped from it because that negative thought came in the picture. And then kindness is so soft, it allowed it because it was afraid of being dominant, because dominance requires you to remove kindness from the equation. And kindness didn't want to be removed from that picture. It wanted to be included. So it had to include submission into that frequency or that stature, which is exactly why when you replace talking down to yourself by empowering self-talk, that's when you'll be able to treat yourself with love and compassion. Once you're doing that, you'll start seeing how a close friend is treating you, because you'll treat yourself like that close friend. Because once you're treating yourself like the close friend that you want, that you have, or that you want to have, or that you have had, that's when you understand that by you even bestowing kindness and compassion towards yourself, you are now going to start detaching that negative thought that you thought you had. Okay, you know you got to go to the gym, but you're telling yourself, I'll go to the gym tomorrow. That's negative self-talk, because you told yourself that you want to have a certain body frame or archetype at a certain time period, but you're avoiding the work. So because of that, when you keep saying tomorrow, that's negative self-talk, and you know it. You won't say it is, but you think that it's positive to dodge the work in the gym, but then you want to go and buy a BBL or a plastic body, expecting people to authentically praise you for having a body that you made when you never made it, but you paid for it. You avoided the work that was costly, but it didn't cost that much. Maybe some monthly payments, but you got a job, so you can pay for that. You're a boss. But because you have a poor mindset, because you're fixated on outward validation, you went and bought an eight-pack or a new ass or a new chest to impress somebody you don't see a future with. And then people don't realize they still had to maintain the BBL that they have paid for and put on their vessel. You put new tires on the car, and then when the tire gets a flat, you get upset at the car because the tire got a flat. And then when the tire goes flat, some people have no idea what to do because they've never been in that situation before. They may call somebody, let's say the phone don't work. Now what are they going to do? They don't know how to change a tire. Nobody taught them. That's exactly why. In the moment of turmoil, you have to be kind to yourself with what you don't know. Or what you don't remember, my bad. Connect with nature to rebalance the ways that you are not existing in. Because when you're spending time outdoors to clear your mind, to find that clarity, to find that peace of mind, you are now going to start equating your lifestyle with the harmonious flow of what nature is going to offer with the wind and with the earth as well. Because nature is going to help you recalibrate and attract positive energy because you're looking for positivity within while going without distractions that can cure your boredom. You're so used to your boredom being cured by things you find positive, even though those material things that are positive are only temporarily positive because you find enjoyment in those things that please your dopamine for a temporary period of time because it's nostalgic to run away from your purpose by distracting yourself with pleasure. When you don't have a purpose in life, your pleasure is going to show you what to run away from, and that's a better tomorrow for you today. You're not worried about what you're doing today because what you're doing today is keeping you away from how you see yourself for tomorrow or for next year, 5 years from now. Which is exactly why you have to be able to go outside to balance yourself out, to go into the nature that you are comfortable watching yourself in. You're watching your physical reality through the ego subconsciously. You're seeing yourself, you're observing your life through the outward lens, but the outward appearance is so illusionary that the facade becomes the love that we start attracting lies in. These lies become so high that we start chasing the high even though we're sober. And then as we're sober, chasing this high becomes so pleasurable, becomes so infatuating to smell and be with and hold hands with that the spirit becomes infuriated with the unconscious habits that we are ignoring because we're too busy thinking about how boring nature can be because there's nothing to do out there. But when you create something, you begin to start seeing how healthy your mind's becoming because you find peace outside. When you go outside, you create that peace as you are becoming peaceful and creating activities that the home is not familiar with because you do them outside your house. The next one, stay away from negativity. Distance yourself from it. Detach from it. Don't be friends with it. Don't hug it. Don't talk to it. Don't communicate with it. Don't even think about it. Because when you remove influences that become toxic to you, and this can be media personas, media perceptions, school, work, this can be movies, this can be family, people. This means that you're only going to bring in things that are bringing you to a positive environment. Because why would you want negativity to sit with you at a table eating the exact same food as you? Why would you let negativity have a plate and eat with you and your family, laughing and smiling with you and playing in your face? Why would you shake hands with negativity and have a conversation with it, talking about business with negativity? And then you expect that negative talk with business to not be your biggest downfall? What did you expect? That's the problem. You were too busy wanting to be close with your enemy that you were distancing yourself from the truth. And then the truth was looked at as a negative thing to think about because it was revealing what you always knew. And what you always knew was to do what? Distance yourself from that person, that situation, that environment, that thought, that concurrent of a situation that you are putting your life in. You keep doing these things that you know you have to dodge, but you're not dodging them because you don't see a benefit as you do that. So why do it? But when you start removing yourself from negative spirits, now you see that the spirits literally they had no business being close to you. They had no business being right by you. They had no business even talking to you. Because every time they would get by you or talk to you, they were draining you of the light that you were bearing. Now, I don't mean that in a rebellious or Luciferian way, but why would I mention that? That's the problem when it comes down to titles, right? They're all a contradicted rabbit hole that some people will have a certain theory about. But that's the problem with conspiracies. They don't have to be a theory. When you can theorize rationally of a thought that you critically have been thinking about. When you do what? You stay away from negativity and you start thinking about the perception of negative and positive thoughts or actions. Do they actually exist? Or are they existing in the wiring of the programming that the default program was going to bring to the world no matter what? And last but not least, number 7. Every single day, carefully, on the regular, think about and reflect. And then when you are reflecting, make sure to adjust the negative reflections that you do not want to reflect on in the future. Because that future thought that you reflect on will be your biggest regret. Don't forget that. When you take time to look over your thoughts and your actions and you analyze them, you'll be able to notice that the things that weren't serving you, these things weren't helping you see the conscious actions or the changes that could align you with positivity. Because the thing is too, the things that weren't serving you were causing you to think about this negative emotion that you were feeling. But you weren't feeling that way for a reason. But you felt that way as that reasoning became a reason that you reasoned with. The moment you reason with that thought, now you have thought about the reflection of your adjustment when it comes down to the choices that you are going to be making for bringing in newer energy that you are wanting to maintain that positive energy in. Because that energy is only going to maintain its image whenever you decide to adjust with its frequency, because you have to align with the construct of what positivity wants to be. And by doing that, you have to actually communicate with what positive energies want to be and their realm of spirituality. You have to meditate on that. You have to reflect with it and go outside and balance yourself out with that. That's exactly why these 7 gems right here will help you understand ways for you to coexist with that alignment of energy for this new year or this new cycle, because there'll be many different things that are going to happen. There'll be many different spells that are going to be bestowed onto your eyelids in the media, your family, your phone, your job. So do not be so infatuated with the codes that are viral or well known, because these things are only put in place to knock you off of that frequency of your higher self being what it is today, and that's being aware of itself. And when you become aware of it, when you become aware of yourself, you don't become distracted by things that don't matter, like the things that are typical or that are normal in society. Because the things that are normal in society only can do one thing, and that's maintain entertainment away from entertaining your higher self, away from being a better you, away from finding a better lifestyle for your future self. The media does not want you to look for your future self. They want you to be stuck in your past so that the present moment has no future. So then when the future does come, you're looking back at your regrets in the past and asking yourself, where did time go? Why was I running from myself? And then, oh, wait a minute, it's too late. That machine stopped beeping. Now you got flatline. And now you're reincarnating right back into the same exact cycle because you were too worried about doing negative things so that you can go viral to pay your bills when you could have still paid your bills doing positive things. Actually, you could have maintained more currency or a better lifestyle off of being positive and remaining that way because that was truly your authentic way anyways. It's one thing to be negative and live a lifestyle off of it. That's one thing because that's their way, that's their intentions. But you know who you are, you know what you got to be. So to attract that positivity, what are you going to do for it? And how will you maintain that balance? Because the more positive you remain, the more life will stain positive occurrences in your life for your mind to want to be aligned with. Because you have constructed your mind to remain positive and happy in a time that you keep spending your love into. Because you love yourself every single day and you're willing to put in the work every single day to be better for you. So how positive will you be when you stop loving on you? Have a great day, Divine Reflection.